Hey, good morning, everyone. Riley Foster here, Foster's Custom Steel. On the welding side, today, some of you may know what that is. Some of you a lot of you probably don't. That's an oil tank for a Harley Davidson. Someone is customizing, a good friend of mine, is customizing a bike. And this is one of those parts he's going to clean up. He may have it re-chromed, I'm not sure. But the problem was someone either tried to customize it or extend tabs and put it on a bike that it wasn't supposed to go on. And Dean Hill is the guy that's doing it now, and he wants to do this right. He's just had the frame powder coat. It's going to be a beautiful motorcycle. And he wants this thing to look better. Even though you're more than likely not going to see what I'm going to repair, you don't want it to fall off or crack or whatever, break. So look at this. Guys, please go to school. Go to Shade Tree Mechanic, Shade Tree Welding. Go somewhere. Learn how to do a bit better job than that. Some things are important. This is one of them. And you would not want that. First of all, you don't want that on a trailer or something. I hope to God he's not welding it on a trailer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo those tabs. I just noticed that crack on there where a piece is broken out. So I'm going to have to probably fix that also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this, because that is an angle. You set it flat like that on the table. You need to be able to hold it up so I can mark where they're going to go. And then when I take this off and put the new tabs down, I'll put them on that pattern, and that way they will be right back where these holes are. And FYI, while I was setting up the milling machine, which I'm going to use to do the oval holes, I was telling myself, I need to be careful. Those things are sharp. Lo and behold, those things are sharp. Slow down. That's what you need to do. Slow down a little bit. So I'm going to show you here in just a second. I'm going to put this on pause and get the tripod and show you what I made to hold this in place. Get the marks, and then we'll go from there. Hold on one second. All right, guys. Now's the time, Karen, to remember to like, share, comment, and give me some little notes or messages or something down at the bottom, because it's important. Very important that you leave those messages and thumbs up and ring the bell, all the notifications. Yeah, so now that that's out of the way. Again, the problem was you need this tank to be up there so those tabs are flush on the table. When I build this, I don't want to build it with the tabs not in the proper place. So what I did earlier was I made this little jig to put these tank bolts in, just like that. And I'm going to tighten those up on here, and I'll show you what they do. They hold that tab, or those two tabs in the front, they hold them straight on the table. And when I clamp this, then I can mark it and remove the tank, leave this jig clamped to the table, and when I put it back, the tabs will line up. Now this works, well, sometimes it doesn't, because different tabs or jigs need to be different ways, but this will work, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this, get a nice bite down on that right there. Yep. Now, the tabs are exactly where they need to be. And I'm not going to remove, or I'm not going to move this jig. So what I'll do is I will mark these. Now you can see those tabs are not the greatest. I'm going to do a 64th over a 3/8 hole, which is what it requires. I'm going to mill this out of 1 inch by 1/8 tab, and I'll cut these things off behind here and get rid of all that trash and let that set right down on that 1/8 inch piece. And also, it never hurts to go ahead and, as you can see, I'm putting a bar back there. This heavy, thick chunk of steel, I'll clamp that down on here, like so. Yeah, you see how that moves down? That keeps that tank from moving. Yeah, so now we are solid. The lines are marked. I can take that tank off, cut those tabs off, make the tabs, put them on that pattern, set the tank back down, and go from there. So hold on one second. We'll go to the milling machine, or I can go ahead and cut these off. Hold on one second. And we're back at the vise. We're going to cut these tabs off. Like I said, I'm going to remove this mess. And I also, you don't have to watch this because it's going to have to be corrected. Over here, this guy, again, I don't know who it was, but he does not need to be welding. So I'm going to have to grind that out and clean that up and weld that also because it's cracked. And it probably wasn't used that much, but it's cracked. Needs some attention. So just remember, hey guys, safety, you got to have your personal ear protection and stuff. Sometimes I wear earplugs. Today I'm wearing earmuffs. This bandsaw is a screamer is what I call it. So they're loud. So let's cut these tabs off and get this thing ready to make some tabs to put on it. Anytime I can use a bandsaw versus a grinder, I'll do it. Yeah, those come off really nice and clean. Didn't take too long. So we're going to go over and make some tabs for this, start fitting it up. And then again, I will address that. I'll grind that out and weld it up along with the other tabs. So hold on one second. All right, instead of using a drill press, I'm going to use my milling machine with a bit, and I've already found center. And again, guys, this isn't machining perfect. So what I did was I found center with the drill bit, measured with a tape measure. It might be off a thousandth or so. That gas or that oil tank, nor that owner will know the difference. It's just not needed to do brain surgery when you're doing something like this. So what I'll do is I'll drill. I'm going to come to the end here, drill a hole, drill a hole, drill a hole, and drill a hole. And this machine will keep those tabs in line so I can run the 3/8 milling head down in there and clean those holes out, turn them into ovals. So let's go ahead and drill this. Yeah, and we're running, looks like about 6, let's do 800 RPMs. Now what I want to do is I want to run over, and that's the 3/4 hole, so I want that to be on the side, on the side of that line. I think That right there might look pretty good. Yeah. And again, we're not machining this for motors and or something that's going to be thousandths of inches tolerance. That's not what we're doing here. I'm going to lock that down. And number two, don't stick your finger in there. Hold on 1 second. All right, you see I got that second hole. I'm going to cruise over here, pick up that next hole. Let's see how close we are there. That is really close. I'm going to go in just a little bit more, just like that. Yeah, see that speed on that drill bit is just really good. Again, these are going to be my 2 oval holes. That looks pretty close. Alright, we're going to cut that off just a second. And again, hold on guys, I'm going to get the milling cutting tip on there. Alright guys, I'll set my 3/8 milling head in there. And also the last video I did of milling out that big ball or that big socket for that plate, that 1/2 inch tool head was so dull I threw that thing away. So that was the reason it was chattering so much. And I'm hoping this one is not as worn out. So we're going to find out. That's about 1700 RPM. I'm going to lower that head down in there and it should be centered up. Just like that. I'll lock it in place. Now that bit was a 64th larger than this cut head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean that out after I take it out of this one. Because believe it or not, I've got this. I don't like to file anymore. Yeah, so it doesn't take much. And I'm trying to operate this one-handed and hold the tripod or the camera. So let's just see. Good. Lock that in place. Oops. Now what I'll do is cut this camera off because we're over 13 minutes now. So I'll go ahead and clean these little oval holes out and we'll get to put some tabs on that tank. Hold on. All right, guys. There's 2 nice little oval hole tabs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut those to the length I need them now. And believe it or not, just freehand them because it's not going to matter. And when he gets this back, he'll bolt it onto his motorcycle, and he or the motorcycle never know that he wasn't down to the microns. So hold on 1 second. Hey guys, there's a little welder I'm going to use. There's no sense in running a lot of heat through this when just a little bit will do. It's a little Lincoln Pro MIG 135. Excellent for small jobs like this to keep from burning them up. And what I've done was I've covered this up. There's the tabs that I've put on. I've covered up the tank because I don't want to burn that tank. I assume he's going to clean it up, but those tabs are going to work out really good. So hold on, let's get the welder fired up. All right, let's see if we can't get these tabs put on here, preferably straight. I've got those tacked on. I'm going to go ahead and pop my clamp on there. Now hold that down right about there. Yep. I'll switch it over when I get ready to do the other one. And it doesn't matter if it burns up the paper underneath, as long as it doesn't mess up the tank. Hold on. see how that tab had to be pulled down. That's why we got it bolted in the back. Pull that around there. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. Alright, we're going to get to the bottom of this, call it quits, and I think I'm going to wind up just painting this bottom black so he can use it. Uh-oh, guess what? You got to put a ground on these things when they got a blanket under them. Alright, you see, I went ahead and kind of did a little weave across that because there was no telling where the cracks were and where that guy was welded or had welded, so I just want to go ahead and cover it all. Nice, strong job. Hey, Karen, remember to thank. Well, actually, remember to give thanks. Yeah, you guys, thanks for watching my videos, and hopefully you'll like it and share it, and give me some comments down below. This is how I fix other people's mess. I like to do a good quality job, and that way when they take it out of here, they'll tell someone else. Remember to give thanks, and have a great day.